Morning. My name is Suzanne Jensen, and I'm the single mother, care provider, and advocate for my sons, Ian and Todd, both of whom have been living with significant mental health challenges since they were each 7 years old. I've been providing in-home support services to the boys since 2005. Due to the nature of their disabilities and their needs, I am unable to work outside of our home. The false notion that some may hold that IHSS is somehow nothing more than glorified maid service, mere housekeeping, or worse yet, not a real job, is simply ridiculous and frankly ignorant. This is the most difficult, challenging, and crucially important job that I have ever had, and the only training I have had has been self-taught and learned on the job in real time. Had my sons not had me personally as their advocate and care provider, they would have undoubtedly ended up either in residential care, institutionalized, in prison, on the streets, or some combination of any and potentially all of these fates. Any of these options would have been prohibitively more costly to the county, state, and federal governments and to the taxpayers. Sadly, the fact that I have not had a single wage increase in 7 years, and with the state of the present economy, the only burden and real hardship has befallen instead my family. I do not even make enough money monthly between IHSS wages and all other available resources that we qualify for to be able to cover our very basic living expenses. My father is forced to pay our rent at 40% of his monthly retirement income just to keep a roof over our heads, and he pays taxes on those monies. Thanks, Dad. I know what a tremendous burden it is. If the IHSS program is reduced or eliminated, it will simply put be the end for not only our family, but for thousands of others just like ours. How can we as a society turn our backs on the elderly, the chronically ill, and the disabled, those most vulnerable among us who are unable to care for themselves? How can we take them from their homes, their families, their friends, and their communities, all that is familiar, and expect them to receive the level of care and compassion that they are receiving through the IHSS program? There is absolutely no question or argument that the American healthcare system is dying and needs to be completely overhauled, but eliminating a program that keeps clients safely and independently in their own homes and communities as long as possible seems a penny-wise, pound-foolish place to make cuts, especially given the fact that the result will inevitably be more expensive and less humane placement options. Thank you for not only your time, but also for your support for the Let's Get Healthy at Home campaign. And now it is my honor to introduce my son, Ian.
Good morning, San Francisco. My name is Ian Jensen. I'm 22 years old and I live in Santa Fe with my mom and 19-year-old brother Todd. For the past 10 years of our lives, my family and I have lived well below the poverty line and have suffered mentally, emotionally, and even physically at times from the grim conditions. I've come here to talk about how budget cuts would affect my family because I am an IHSS consumer. My grandfather takes 40% of his retirement monthly just so my family doesn't roam the streets. We barely are able to afford food, and my mother borrows money from the loan shark with her IHSS so she can pay the bills and keep us fed and clothed. By now, I think you all understand my struggle. If budgets for in-home support services were to be cut, my family would slowly but surely drown in poverty. We have enough of us here today to make a change. We are one and we can do this. Please take the time to do your part and fight for the cause. My health depends on it.
What a powerful story. That's why we need to support SB 1503. Support SB 1503.